Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Natasha. I'm going to tell you how I got out of my car lease. It was unexpected. I leased the vehicle for 4 years, brand new vehicle. It was a demo, but it had only about 4,000 kilometers on it when I picked it up. I'm not going to mention the brand name of the vehicle. I'm only going to tell you that it was a premium vehicle, my first premium vehicle, and I will never go back. And here's why. 2 years into driving the vehicle, 26,000 kilometers, they told me that I needed to change my brakes. Actually, I knew there were problems with the brakes 2 months after I picked it up because I was hearing a grinding noise and the brakes just didn't feel right. And I did take it back to the dealership and they said, oh, there's rust buildup on your brakes. You need to drive it more. No. Anyway, the problem persisted, and over time it got worse, and then my brake light came on and said, oh, take it to the nearest dealership, you need to replace your brakes. This was around Christmas time. So, long story short, the brakes were replaced at 26,000 kilometers due to abnormal amounts of rust. Then when I took it in for the yearly servicing, all of a sudden my battery needs replacing. Not to mention the amounts of error messages that kept popping up in the vehicle every time I turned it off, and even when I had it running. So at this point, I just got fed up because I wasn't comfortable driving the car anymore, and I started looking for a new vehicle. So when I went into a dealership and I test drove another vehicle, explained my situation, they ran the numbers, and it actually would have cost me more to trade in my vehicle. Because keeping in mind the value of the new car versus the value of the leased vehicle, the monthly payments just would have worked out to be more. I would have been paying more, and it wouldn't have made sense for me, basically, they told me. So they said to hang on to the leased vehicle that you have, wait a year, it's still under warranty, come back, and then we'll see what we can do for you. However, the next day I got an email from them saying, Natasha, because we're having a huge sale right now, and we also got in touch with our other sister dealerships, and I talked to 3 managers. They're like, please come back, we might be able to work something out for you. I was like, awesome. So I went back to the dealership, and what happened was I was able to trade in my car for a new vehicle. So what they did was they took the difference between the 2 vehicles and added it to my new finance payments. Now, this was about $4,000, but they were able to build that into my new car payment, and I'm actually paying $1 less. So I know it's not much, but at least I don't have a huge lease early payout fee to deal with because they were able to build the cost into my new vehicle. Yes, it is a longer amortization period. They had to stretch it out, but that's the cost of doing business. I don't plan to keep it for that long. I'm hoping to pay off the new vehicle as soon as I can, so I'm not worried about that. So that's how I was able to do it. There are other ways to get rid of your lease vehicle as well. You could transfer it to a family member or a friend who's interested in taking it over, or just post it on leasebusters.com and see if someone will take it over for you, because there are people out there looking, to pay for leases for a shorter term, and they might be able to take it off your hands. One more thing. When you sign the bill of sale with the new dealership and you ask them how long will it take to pay off my lease, in my case they told me, oh, a week, no problem. So I wasn't worried about being charged another car payment. I thought they would have taken care of it. A month later, I get charged an extra car payment, and I was shocked because I was like, what's going on? They told me that they paid off the lease so I wouldn't have this problem. The new dealership sent the check to the old dealership. However, the old dealership sat on that check for a month and did nothing with it, and no one followed up, and there was no confirmation of payment. So when I saw this in my bank account, of course now my account's overdrawn, I was pretty upset. I contacted the new dealership to find out what the heck is going on. They looked into it. They said, we sent the check to the old dealership. However, they don't know why they didn't process it. So they walked over to the old dealership to find out what's happened. Of course, that dealership had no reason as to why they didn't process the check, but they got it done within 24 hours. So, word of advice, follow up with the new dealership, get confirmation that the actual lease of the old car that you traded in has been paid off make sure you get proof in writing so you don't get charged double payments like I did and go into overdraft and have to pay overdraft fees, and it's just going to mess up your whole financial situation. So unfortunately, you have to dot your I's and cross your own T's. Another tip I have is when you trade in your vehicle and the dealership has to pay it off, you can actually call the bank and put a stop payment on that vehicle so you won't get charged a double payment. So just call up your bank, say I want to put a stop payment for this amount and this is the company, and to avoid you getting charged and going into overdraft or even getting charged NSF fees. Had they told me that, I would have done that, but hey, I've learned my lesson. I'm actually not a big fan of leasing a car. I've never leased one. This was my first lease vehicle. I decided to try it. It didn't work out for me. So I'm back to financing, because at least after the 4 or 5 years of financing, you own the vehicle. You can sell it, or you can hang on to it, or you can trade it in. I hope this has helped you guys in some way as to how to get out of a lease if you're in a tight situation or you're just not happy with your car anymore. I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you soon.